the video about fucking taking your shirt off. Okay, first of all, the video wasn't about taking your shirt off, you fucking dummies. All these people in the comments, I swear these people are fucking like brain dead. I'm not saying that because you're sweating in a shirt, you need to take it off. The impression was that if you're working hard enough, you're sweating enough that it would warrant changing your shirt. Whether you want to change your shirt or not is up to your grimy ass. I don't give a fuck if you change your shirt. These people are, I keep my shirt on. What's the point? I'm gonna sweat in another one. I keep it on in my car. It's like, I would love to see the amount of dudes that wrote that actually have a girlfriend or get laid. Like, you're in your car with that smelly ass shit on, and you know you guys are all driving cars with like cloth seats, like just sweating in that shit, fucking wondering why your car smells like a fucking shaker cup mixed with ass. It's just fucking sweat.
It's a sponge.
It's like, great, you don't change your shirt, but like, you understand the concept, right, guys? Like, you should sweat when you train. It's like, it went over everyone's head. Like what's this whole shit? He's like, what's this guy saying? You got to change your shirt no matter what happens? It's like, it's a waste of a shirt. How many shirts do I have? It's like, bro, I hope you have more than one. That was just like, it was fascinating for me to read these comments. Like, I want to respond to everyone. I can't respond to anyone because Instagram blocks me from saying anything I want to say. So I'll just say it here. Like, you guys are not that bright. It's like, wear your stinky shirt all you want. I don't give a fuck. And the other guys are like, I get in my car with my shirt off and I just sweat the whole way home. It's like, do that too. The whole point is just sweat though. It's okay. Like, we got the sweating part down. Whatever you want to do after that, we're good, guys. It's like, fucking Christ. If I write idiot on Instagram, I get, it says, are you sure you want to say that?
No way.
Are you sure you want to post that? And I'm like, whatever your name is, brother. Holy fuck, how many times is this thing gonna go down? I'm just eventually gonna have a fucking metal pole up my ass. It's funny, I don't care because I'll bitch. Everyone thinks that, they're like, oh, there's nothing to talk about, so now this guy's just talking on Instagram about his opinion. It's like, there's nothing to talk about in the gym. I can't come here every day and show you guys a different variation of a dumbbell curl. That's all your other shitty influencers are doing, is just showing you the same shit over and over again, and they just rework it. And they tell you, oh, it's brand new. You know what I mean? But it's like, if you don't notice what's happening around you, like, what are you, a fucking moron? You don't see with your eyes? It's like, if I walk around this gym right now, I see like fucking probably 4 or 5 guys with fucking mullet cuts and fucking short shorts, and like, they think that they look good. But there's not one woman on the planet who's been like, man, I'm really looking for a guy with a mullet cut. Like a fake, like a full mullet, not even a real mullet, like the shaved sides with like the fucking duster mustache looking like a fucking pedophile. For you guys to all walk around with that haircut, you're all literally clones of each other. So you're all trying to look like each other. Are you trying to fuck each other? Because I don't think you're trying to fuck any women. Or like, you know what I mean? Like, because I don't see girls who are like, oh, that mullet cut. Once he got that mullet cut, I couldn't resist him. It's like, they were like, this guy's fucking weird as shit. And all he's doing is trying to look cool for his boys. Like, oh, you got a mullet cut? You know what I mean? Like, you guys fucking have showers together and fucking, you're spotting each other from underneath your butt cheeks. Like, that's why the short shorts are so short. Might get a peek when he goes deep on that squat. When I was younger, people did that too, right? And you saw when like Justin Bieber was coming up, Justin Bieber cut his hair in a certain way, all these fucking kids would cut their hair, but these are like kids. These are adolescent children. This is fucking grown men cutting their hair like Patrick Mahomes or whoever with these fucking mullet cuts, and like, you guys look like idiots. Like, if some of you are like fucking, like literally 30 years old, and you're like, man, I want to get my hair cut like that fucking 20-year-old kid on TikTok who's fucking so popular. It's like, be a man. Grow the fuck up, dude. Like, shave your head or fucking grow your hair out like a normal person and just move on with life. Like, wake up every day obsessing about your hair. Like, it's fucking creepy, man. And then like it's always like the trifecta of like the stupid mullet cut with the stupid Oakleys and the fucking short shorts, and then like the cut off sleeve t-shirt and like long socks. Apparently long socks are cool now. When I was younger, dads wore that shit and everyone would make fun of them, like, bro, why are you not wearing ankle socks? Why can we see your socks? Like, I've never seen a sock my whole life growing up till like now, and people are like, wear your socks as high as possible all the time. People are gonna get all fucking salty about that, but it's like, you guys, I guess some of you can pull it off, and if like you're really emulating a fucking teenager and you're an adult, you really have to you have to take a look at your life. You know, take a look in the mirror and be like, man, I'm a fucking grown ass man and I'm trying to emulate a fucking 19-year-old kid or some of these dorky kids in the fucking gym. I'm trying to look like them, like, because I want to stay young. It's like, be old, be cool, be grumpy like me. Fuck. Did I shit on that machine before?
Yeah.
I shit on it?
Yeah.
Okay, I gotta unshit on it today. This segment's called Changing Your Mind. I think I half shit on this machine before, and half didn't shit on this machine before, but ever since I half shit on it, I've used it like every day with people I train and myself. So it's like, you get more adapted to stuff, you get more adapted to machines, you start to see like kind of what the manufacturer or the designer was going for. So on this machine, like I said last time, you lower the bar, you can set the bar in a position that allows people, especially people who have a hard time. Is the number one thing I notice about people I train when they train chest is that they're always in a rush to like extend their arms and try to lock out their arm and lock out their tricep, because that's where it's stronger. To drive from my shoulders and to press my triceps out is a stronger position for me to push something than for me to like try and come in and squeeze my arms together around my chest as I fall back, which is how you're going to contract your chest. So to get people out of that, you put them in this depth of press already. So if I'm here and we pin you down here, I really can't, like I said before, I can't, if I want to stay in this position where I'm over, where all these people like to be, if I go to push this up, you can see it's like, it looks fucked. Like it looks like I'm not hitting my chest, because I'm not, and I'm literally trying to like just press this thing up and down and rock under, right? So if I get myself curled under here and tucked under and I try and lift my chest up to this raised part of the bar, which is where I'm trying to brush into it already and have my shoulders sunk down, now I can get underneath things and I can almost scoop and press. So my press looks like it's straight up, but when I'm pushing out, I'm literally tucking under, so I'm rolling under my lat here, rolling so my shoulders don't do that, and I'm driving up through the bench. They have to put a lot of pressure on their hand, which is something I dictate people to do, but it's like, you have to get the pressure down into the bench so that this hand can get out as far as you can. The whole idea is that if my pressure doesn't go into this bench, I can't extend. And you'll see people who are weak, who don't do bench properly or press properly, they'll push and they'll get here and they're like, oh, and then I have to carry them through the last end of the range to keep telling them to fall back, right? So it's a really good teaching machine. It's a really good machine just for anybody who wants to hit strictly chest and understand like the proper mechanics of a bench press without having to bench press, right? I apologize for half shitting on Panada, but shout out to Panada. It's a good machine after all. The other ones in here, I don't know, but this one's pretty good.
What's the worst machine in the gym?
I'll show it to you. Why not? The only reason why I think this machine is bad is because it's so fucking overrated, overhyped. This fucking eyesore / dinosaur / fossil is probably the fucking worst machine in this gym. Not to mention, like, I'm 6 feet tall. I can't touch the ground. You have to put stoppers underneath. Like, I'm 6 feet. I can't put my arm back here and grab it. I have to be up higher, up here, right? So what is a girl or a fucking kid who's 5'8"? Who's this made for? Shaquille O'Neal? Everyone back in the day saw Dorian Yates fucking working out of this gym in fucking the UK, his underground temple gym, and like doing lat pullovers. I think his was, I don't know if it was this one or it was, it might have been hammer strength or some shit. But anyway, he's doing lat pullovers, like, and pulling over like crazy with his buddy, like pushing the reps in. And they're like, oh, that looks intense. And that was like something kind of new back then. So like, oh, that must be why his back is so big. It's like, no, it's an exercise he did that happened to train his back, but it wasn't the reason why his back was so big. So everyone's like, oh, that machine was the unlocker, right? Like that was the secret code to fucking big backs. Gyms like this and gyms all over the world, they kind of like were clamoring to get their hands on like a pullover machine, like the best pullover machine. It's like, don't fucking waste your money on it. Buy a row machine. Like that's what's gonna build your back. They don't see in the video that Dorian also did fucking barbell rows with 4 plates on each side with strict form. It's like, I think that did a little more for his back development than this.
Yeah.
Like, the only thing this does is a pullover. Everyone knows what this is. I don't need to demonstrate it. Anyone watching, is it helps with like sternum lift, right? So I engage sternum and I engage intercostals and all the muscles within my rib cage, and I can squeeze over into my lap. But on the way back, I get pulled up from my elbows, so you see my chest and my rib cage lift. So in essence, it helps people like posing with posture. It helps you elevate through things. So it's a good thing in general for posture and for getting people to expand their rib cage. It's something you could do to warm up even on chest day, to get your chest to elevate and get your rib cage moving, right? So it's not an isolatory movement for like, oh man, it's back and your lats are gonna get fried. It's like, first of all, even if you do it and you pull it around, most guys are trying to pull this thing into their stomach. If I try and pull this into my stomach and I go like this, you see that I'm leaning forward. So there's no more shoulder retraction. My back's I'm just pulling it into me, and then I get my back stretched open again by the elbows, right? So a real pullover would literally probably be to about here, where there's elbow pressure pushing down into my lat, and then I would rock off. So I'd want to feel my lat squeeze. I wouldn't want to come to the bottom, and I wouldn't want to overhand grip and pull it. So all these people saw him pulling all the way down and not understanding that he's driving his elbows down and his buddy's pushing the rest of the way to get like a maximum contraction. They just see like, oh, he pulled it and hit his stomach. His back grew. Fucking buy that machine. You know what I mean? So one more of the fitness myths that we need to bust. We're gonna have a whole Mythbuster section of fitness myths. Like, this machine will not make you big. This machine might. Any of the like fucking old ass machines, like, it's a cool thing to have as like a nostalgia factor for people who come in here, especially people my age. I mean, not like these kids that are younger than me and that come in here, like, they're like, why is this here? Like, what is it's so different than, and they're like, it's like a fucking fossil. It's like going to a museum. But like guys like my age, they come in, they're like, oh, that's the fucking press from back in the day. And some of the stuff does have a good place, right? Like some of the older stuff, like very rarely, in my opinion, is very good because they did a good job designing it. But they also understand they made that piece back then, and it was very good, but they've evolved it since then. So now even the newer pieces are just as good or better.
Yeah.
So you don't need to go back to the fucking start. Do you know what I mean? Like we don't all wear Converse when we play basketball now. We stopped doing that. Their whole job is like making things more efficient and making things more biomechanically like correct. You know what I mean? So machines are just gonna keep evolving, and I've had people ask me about how they should equip different gyms or give my opinion on different, like personal friends of mine open up gyms. And I'm like, just get the newest, best stuff. Cause like people don't care. Like if you can help that person feel something better and connect better to the muscle, which will probably happen with newer machines because they're more advanced, like we've talked about, like that's gonna be more beneficial than being like, oh man, remember this chest press that we used to use? And you're like, fucking, you can't move the fucking thing because it's just not balanced right and it doesn't move with the body. Guys that are bringing in, opening up new gyms, just have new shit. Lease it, don't buy it. Fucking trade it out when you want new shit. It's like, don't get stuck with these machines you can't do anything with, because like, you get stuck with machines that people don't use or that they don't do well in your gym, you can't make any money off that. You're gonna get like 10 cents in the dollar for that motherfucker. No one's buying that off you. So it's just like lease brand new shit, have the state-of-the-art equipment, and just keep it moving, man.